The Prophet ﷺ was also a person who would not intervene when his wives fight. And this is very important for those who have more than one wife, because when you take sides, you're ruining your life. Yes, you may feel that this is fair and just, but you're not a judge. They did not come for you to arbitrate between them or to judge them or to tell them who's right and who's wrong. So one has to be a bit neutral and be safe rather than being sorry. In the authentic hadith, once Zainab bin Jahsh came, and she was, as Aisha describes, the only one who I was considering to be my rivalry. So she was competing with me to win the Prophet's heart, ﷺ. The Prophet loved her. Zainab bin Jahsh is the Prophet's cousin, by the way. So she came to the Prophet ﷺ while he was with Aisha, and Aisha described her of being a really, really good person. She was among the best of women I've had ever seen. Listen to Aisha describing Zainab, her co-wife. Look at how fair and just and beautiful her description is towards someone she should be jealous of. She says, I've never seen any woman who's better than Zainab, who's more fearful of Allah than Zainab, who's more truthful when she talks than Zainab, who is more than connecting to her kinship and helping them and giving away in charity and working with her own hands to make things and sell them and give that into charity and get closer to Allah. I've never seen anyone better than Zainab, except that she had this rage in her that would flare out once every while, but she immediately comes back to her senses and everything is fine. So she came into our house when I was sitting with the Prophet ﷺ, and she started saying to the Prophet ﷺ, your wives, your other 8 wives, are asking you to fear Allah Azza wa Jal in Aisha, meaning that it's obvious that you love her more than us. And all the people know that, so they give you gifts in her night when she's with you, and send their gifts and food and everything else so they felt jealous. So we ask you to fear Allah Azza wa Jal. And she started to say bad things about Aisha, and Aisha is in front of her, and she's trying to put her down, and the Prophet is not saying anything. And Aisha is watching the Prophet ﷺ through the corner of her eyes until she sensed that the Prophet ﷺ had no problem in her getting even. So the moment she felt this, she kept on defending herself and attacking Zainab, saying the same thing to her, and Zainab was taken aback and she refrained from what she was saying because of the defense of Aisha. And the Prophet was smiling, alayhi salatu wasalam, saying that she's the daughter of Abu Bakr. The Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam also taught us not to suspect our wives without any proof or a legitimate reason. Jabir ibn Abdullah, may Allah be pleased with him and with his father, said that the Prophet ﷺ prohibited that a husband coming from travel to come at night trying to look for their faults and whether they're seeing someone else or not. A'udhu billah. He is thinking that they're betraying him. And this is an etiquette in Islam, that you do not spy, you do not suspect, you do not think bad of your spouse, unless there is something tangible and real and a proof. Some men, I hear, install cameras in their homes, in their living rooms, just to check on their wives are not seeing anyone. They even tap their phones or their home to hear what conversations take place. A'udhu billah. What kind of a marriage is this? Akhi, if you're this sick, divorce your wife or seek psychiatric attention, because you're not normal. And this is not a real marriage that people, normal people, could live in and consider to be normal.